It's easy to get bogged down on difficult questions. The key is noticing that you're getting bogged down so that you can pause, take a moment and decide, do I want to keep hammering away at this question, or do I want to move on, flag it, and come back to it later with a fresh perspective? It's really just all based on you recognizing and you noticing and having that mindfulness, having that focus to recognize when the clock is ticking. And so you can develop an internal rhythm and an internal pacing. You can also use the countdown timer and be aware of it. Some people find the countdown timer stressful, others find it useful, but it's good to definitely be practicing with it and playing around with it. And then on the other side of this, it's just your own mindfulness work, even just spending 3-5 minutes a day, focusing on breath, focusing on a mantra, whatever works for you, just to help you develop that skill. It's something that like a muscle that you can train. It gets better with time. And you've got enough time between now and test day. You've got over a month and a half. That's plenty of time. But even if you were taking the LSAT next week, that would still be useful to do just a little bit. It comes down to whatever you feel comfortable doing. I mean, for me, it started off just being 3 to 5 minutes, sitting in a dark room, cross-legged on the floor with my eyes closed, focusing on breath and noticing whenever my mind wandered, bringing it back to that. And it's amazing how difficult this is to do, but that's what worked for me. And then over time, I increased it significantly from there, but it was incremental increases bit by bit, whatever I felt comfortable doing. For some people, a minute is excruciating. For other people, 5-10 minutes is totally fine. You can also use guided meditations. There are plenty of apps out there, podcasts, MP3s, YouTube videos. Just look around and see what you like. The key to avoid getting bogged down is to recognize when you're not making headway, you're not making progress on a particular question. Like the further time that you're investing in the problem may not be yielding results, meaning that you may not be improving your understanding. The question topic might be difficult, the wording might be difficult, and you recognize that you're not making any headway on this. And then you're starting to get stressed out or discouraged or worried that you're not going to get that problem. And if that happens, in my view, that's a good indication that you should flag that question, skip it, move on, hope to come back to it later to break out of that tunnel vision with a new perspective. Okay, maybe you'll look at it a second time and notice something new about it that you didn't see before. You'll recognize a key word, or you'll better understand the relationship between conclusion and evidence. So you'll have a new starting point to better understand the question. The way that mindfulness meditation relates to not getting bogged down to me is to have there's two things here. One is that you're in the moment looking at the question, trying to understand it. And then there's also on the meta level, there's the idea, well, this is just one question in the context of the entire section. And I've got 35 minutes to work through all of these as a group. And so you don't want to place too much importance on any one question, to recognize that there's a balance to be achieved between getting that point on that question versus whatever else is going on in that section. Maybe there are a few others that you flagged, or if you're just addressing it in the moment, you've still got several questions after this one that also need your time and attention too. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.